Welcome to Crosstalk. Our focus today is on the impeachment motion against Chief Justice Mr. Sarath Silva. Now, I don't think that it's necessary for me to go into the details of the impeachment motion. It's already been widely publicized. The fact that the motion was presented to Parliament, the fact that the Supreme Court issued a stay order against the Speaker appointing a Parliamentary Select Committee to probe the various allegations listed in the impeachment motion. To date, we don't even know if Mr. Anura Bandaranayake has actually entertained the motion, since he has not officially stated if he will entertain the impeachment motion. Having said that, on Crosstalk, what we are going to discuss is how the motion, or rather the removal or non-removal of Mr. Sarath Silva will affect the nation. What effect will it have, if any, on the people of this country? I think that is the key issue on this program tonight. With me in the studio on my panel, I have Justice Kulathunga, who was former Supreme Court judge, Mr. Kumara Chapa Bandara, who is a journalist at the Rave newspaper, Dr. Rajith Senaratne, who is a member of the United National Party, a member of Parliament, and Mr. Vinayaga Murthy, who is a leader for the All Ceylon Tamil Congress and also a lawyer. Mr. Kulathunga, if I were to begin with you, how does one remove the highest judicial officer in the land, one who has been appointed by the President?
Well, that is a matter which is provided for under Article 107 of the Constitution, appointment as well as removal as well as procedure through standing orders or law. So the Parliament has a choice. But this is not something which we need become say agitated about, because it is just one of those situations where a very highly placed public officer, excluded from that definition only by definition in Article 170, is to be removed. I think it is a question for the President and sovereign Parliament more than anyone else. If only they wanted to remove one of them, how on earth are they going to do it in the current context? But within the time constraint, I would like to make 4 points. You are welcome to regulate how the matter is dealt with. First, the role of the media. Now we are discussing 3 pending Supreme Court applications. Ordinarily, Parliament is completely disbarred, but not the media or anyone, if only the public interest is paramount, as happened in the Sunday Times case in England, where the European Court said if the public interest is paramount, the issue can be discussed. Number 2, my own role. Now, as you are aware, I am disbarred by the Constitution from practicing or pleading in legal matters. So I remain, although retired, a non-lawyer. I remain a person who is not a legal practitioner, and the only contribution I can make is that of a judge, which is objective, and not politically aligned. I am not a member of a political party or any cult or any group or any ideology. The next point is certain events, background events that occurred sometime from the middle of last week of May this year to about the 12th of June. That factual background is very relevant to understand why a crisis has occurred. The last point is the constitutional fundamentals involved, which I will do my best endeavor to explain. And when we do explain this, we find that there is a problem here which has been blown completely out of proportion, and the court or everybody have been confused to such an extent that it is virtually impossible for an average person to extricate himself from this mess.
When you say blown out of what proportion, what exactly do you mean?
That is because what is so plain. Now you will see they have filed these fundamental right applications in the background of a series of events, starting with an article by some person by the name of Christopher Perra. I don't know who that is. First time I hear about him in his life. Maybe he's an important person. Can the parliament exercise power? Then all this is in the Daily News. The same day, there was the resolution by the Kennedy Bar Association, impeachment of CJ disastrous. Then there was a news item in the Daily News that 4 members of the UNP are refused to cite this motion for removal of the Chief Justice, which is popularly described as being impeachment motion. The word impeachment is not in the Constitution. Then next day, on the 1st of June, Mahanayaka Thera condemns attempt to impeach CJ.
So you are saying all this proves that it's been blown up out of all proportion?
No, all I say is that there is some embarrassment on the part of somebody. That this parliamentary procedure should be gone through like in the case of Chief Justice Samarakod, or in England, that this matter should be subject of investigation.
So do you mean, Mr. Kulathunga, that the impeachment motion should not be entertained at all?
No, I mean it will be calamitous.
If it is entertained?
And also we will be doing the highest injustice and the acting most unlawfully on the face of our Constitution, because you see on the 4th, the Bar Association opposed the Select Committee against the CJ, according to the paper. Now, but then this Standing Order 78A has been in existence from 1984, nearly 16 years. Neville Samarakon retained Nadesan, and he made his defense before this committee and exonerated himself. Now, that was the time when H.W. Jayawardena and J.I. Jayawardena were in power, and lawyers were not prepared to move. I don't know, in certain issues they did, but not in issues like this. Then, on the 5th, 3 fundamental right cases, 2 by President Council, 1 by some gentleman in court. They are represented by Faiz Mustafa PC and 2 new, I think, Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa. Then, on the 9th, High Court judges expressed confidence in the CJ. Then same day, Vattala Bar Association condemns impeachment. Then on the 10th, Sunday Times, Speaker consults Choksi, L.C. Seniratna and H.L. Silva. 2 of them are,
yes. No, if I may interrupt you there, Mr. Kulathunga, Dr. Senaratna, do you agree with Mr. Kulathunga's view that the impeachment motion should really not be entertained at all? That it would be illegal, unconstitutional, am I correct?
I am saying it should be entertained.
Should be. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's what I was trying to clarify with you. I'm so sorry.
The entire panel in the country.
That you are saying it has to be entertained.
We have now entered into a crisis of such magnitude that every other crisis has become second class. In a simple matter, how do you deal with different sets of public officers?
Oh, right.
You see?
Okay.
So then you know, on the 11th, Judicial Service Association Lords CJ. Then on the 12th, you know, Sri Lanka Judicial Officers Association resolves impeachment of CJ is not a national
some media.
No, all I am saying is this will devalue the institution of the Chief Justice. If I were the Chief Justice, I would have said, you mind your business. I can make my defense like Neville Samarakon did. Nadesan appeared and I was exonerated by the UNP Select Committee. I mean,
and chairman was Lalit Atulpurali.
Pardon?
Lalit Atulpurali was the chairman.
Yes,
at that time.
He was from non-KT by that time.
And Neville Samarakon so said very little, not so much.
Yes.
I am not entering this issue, but the committee said, I think by some error it was published only where it is finding it guilty that the parliamentary papers are published. Here in this situation it was published. Therefore, Justice Amarasinghe was able to copy it in his book. Now they said, we do not approve of what the Chief Justice said. It is somewhat political. However, we are unable to find that he is guilty of crude misbehavior, and he was exonerated, right? So now having said that, what I want to say is that this issue, as is represented in the two fundamental rights cases, is nothing to do with the judicial power. This is simply how you take disciplinary action against different sets of persons who are otherwise public officers, but in various ways some of them have been excluded from that definition and others have not, but they hold exalted office. I can give you a catalogue of those officers.
Thank you.
As we
Now,
go.
actually, not only that, Justice Kulatunga, not only this type of support for the CJ. Now there are banners appearing in all over the court premises also.
The wall posters.
And there are wall posters. And the politicians are running around, certain deputy ministers are organizing the posters. For what we can't understand, because we have just asked for only for a committee of inquiry. So the Chief Justice can appear there or send his lawyers there, and he can be exonerated. That's all. And that committee can never remove the CJ. Then it should again come back to the Parliament. So if they have the majority, all the government people also, as they hope so.
In point of fact,
there is no problem.
Even if the committee recommends that the Chief Justice is guilty, I have carefully looked at Article 107. It does not place any mandatory duty on the president. Insolent president may say, you go to hell, I am not going to remove him. I mean, it says that no judge will be removed unless there is an address of Parliament.
But Dr. Senaratne, if the CJ were to continue, what effect will it have on the nation, on the people? Will that
No, you know now that actually for that you have to go through the charges against him.
Yes.
No, now last time against the Chief Justice Neville Samarakoon was only one charge against the speech made by the CJ. He gave his opinion, right? That was the challenge. But here the first charge is, about adultery, right? Adultery. That he is living with a mistress by the name of Damayanti Shirani Jayasekara Nigunaratne at premises number 18 upon 771 Mohandiram ED Dabare Mawata.
But then, doesn't our Prime Minister also have a mistress? I think if we're really going to be honest on this show.
According to the Shimon
so why isn't the UNP then mooting an impeachment motion against the Prime Minister on charges of adultery?
No, more than the Prime Minister.
There is no provision for that.
There is no provision. For the Chief Justice, this is the book on Judges on Trial by Shimon Chetri. He says a judge is not expected to keep a mistress. So that is very clear. Right. That is adultery, keeping a mistress. And also that he had got the judge who heard this case about his his divorce case and about the divorce case of Mr. Jayasekara, that he used not the judicial, the extrajudicial powers to give the ruling in a very illegal way, and therefore I think the Rave and all those certain people have gone before the reported to the Judicial Service Commission.
Yes.
They heard the case and they punished the judge by removing 2-year increments and transferring him to Monaragala.
Yes.
Now when he became the Chief Justice, he brought the judge who helped him back here, right, contravening to the order given by the JSC. That is second charge. Now third charge is about his open court statement he made about when a Buddhist monk appeared before him asking for some saying that his fundamental rights are being violated for not giving employment for him. So he took and he made a comment like, he said Buddhist monks should not be employed while wearing saffron, and if they so wish to be employed, they should disrobe themselves. They become monks to serve the Buddha Sasana, and it is not proper for them to take employment or become members of any organization. Since they are provided with dana, if they do what they want, they should first disrobe. So that means he is not talking about the fundamental right of that Buddhist monk. So he is preaching
Yes.
are the Buddhism and philosophy and all that, and dismiss the case. Right? And another case where the doctors, the GMO went to court to get some relief on a fundamental issue. That is case number 681 and 99. The GMO has issued a statement on this. In open court, he stated, government doctors don't perform any work. They are not to be found at their station.
With respect, shall we leave out the contents of this motion?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we are interested in that aspect except the constitutional fundamentals in limine. You cannot have any proceeding other than what is happening in Parliament.
Yes.
This is what I would like to clarify.
No, what her question was,
Yeah,
Justice
we need to
Kulathunga.
know.
Remain allegation still.
Yes.
Yes.
Allegation still.
So this
Yes.
will embarrass
So we not
either
go
the Chief
into these
Justice or
allegations
anybody else
here.
even more.
No, but I need to know, Mr. Kulathunga, in what way
No.
this will affect the nation, the people.
All I'm saying is,
Confidence of the people will lost now.
Yeah.
If 75 members of parliament make such serious allegations,
Yes.
if that is not included,
Yes, that is why we need
That's
to
right.
know what the
So,
allegations are.
so I want to go into this exercise,
Yes.
the constitutional fundamentals.
Yes.
Because we will be creating more problems, perhaps even political problems, if we go into the contents of this and we leave it to the select committee.
We won't really be going into the
If-
contents,
if-
but we need
if-
to know what the
But the
allegations
charges
are,
against
the
him.
charges
I
against
know,
him.
but even that, if and when the select committee
Yes.
is appointed, let the select committee go into these matters.
Of course, no, it's not for us to
At the
deliberate.
moment, because we don't want to sit on judgment on Sarath.
No, this-
Definitely not.
These
No.
But we need to know what the charges are.
No,
But
what-
there
That
are
is very
some allegations,
Yes.
let the select committee go into that.
Of course.
Yes.
We
No,
will take
what
a
I am
break
talking
now.
of the allegation, the
Yes,
seriousness
Of
of the allegation.
Of the allegation.
That is why I
Now, will you allow me to
compared.
talk?
No,
Can
excuse
we,
me.
we'll just come back
You know,
after the
now
break.
compared to the charges against the Neville Samarakon, the Chief Justice, these charges are very serious charges against him. And also some that he has, the way he has acted on various judges, right? Now those judges have submitted all the affidavits, the way they have been treated, and they were forced to resign from judicial services.
But
That-
these are all allegations, Dr. Sivaratha.
Allegations.
They yet
Allegations.
need to be proved.
Yes.
Okay, we are
And
going
there
to
are also an allegation where with proof with all the dialogue, receipts, where that he had connections with one Rohana Kumara, whom he had appointed to as the caretaker of the Institute of Judges, and he had taken photographs with him that when he was, now he is under warrant, he is hiding, and his connection with the Chief Justice, right?
Okay.
So there are so many allegations.
Yes.
That is why that we are worried, and that is why we have asked for a committee of inquiry. We have not asked for his resignation, or we have not asked to remove him or anything. We have asked the Parliament
Yes.
under 107 the
Yes.
Constitution, and also according to 78A
Yes.
standing orders, very clearly laid down how to examine a case like this about
Right.
any judges. So we have signed over 75 people, 1/3 of the Parliament, all the number of members, and also with all particulars we have given. So we have done our duty.
Right. We are going to have to take a break now. I'll be back with you shortly.
Yes, yes, sir.
ඉක්මන් කරන්න ඔබේ සිලාන් ජංගම ගිනි සෙවන් සිලාන් බැංකුවෙන් සිලාන් බැංකුව සුහද හදක් ඇති දේශීය බැංකුව.
New 5-star Parada.
Welcome back. Mr. Kulathunga, yes, do you want to respond to Dr. Senaratna?
Now there is a provision in Article 107
Yes.
that is of placing sufficient material along with the petition or the resolution. Well, if that were done, the Speaker has no alternative but to place it on the order paper. So now that's a matter for the Speaker, and I trust these matters which are now attempted to be discussed are matters of public knowledge
Yes.
in the newspapers and so on.
Yes.
But within the the framework of the constitution and the standing orders, there is provision for all this in principle.
Yes.
But the whole point is this. They say this is fundamental, this is judicial power. Removing the Chief Justice is judicial power. And they have filed 3 fundamental rights appeals. Now, fundamental right jurisdiction of the Supreme Court under Article 126 catches up executive and administrative action, not judicial or legislative action, either by the Speaker or by the House. So that both House of Parliament, the Speaker and the judiciary are beyond this jurisdiction.
Right.
Then it is said that the court has the power to interpret the constitution. Whether you have to have a court, not a select committee. Now, the interpretation of the constitution, that power given to the Supreme Court under Article 125, cannot be exercised in vacuo. You must exercise that power to interpret the constitution in a course which the court, this Supreme Court or any other court, is seized of in the first instance. So, the only known jurisdiction that the Supreme Court has selected is the fundamental right jurisdiction, which has no application whatsoever to this proceeding.
Now, Mr. Vinyagamurthy, why hasn't the All Ceylon Tamil Congress supported the impeachment motion against the CJ?
It's a misnomer to call it an impeachment motion first. And as far as we are concerned, as personally I am concerned, I have no allegations against the Chief Justice.
So you don't agree with any of the charges?
No, I
that have been listed?
I don't say that. Only because I have personally do not have any allegations against him. As far as I am concerned, he has been a very good judge. But that doesn't prevent me, or that doesn't prevent 75 members from making allegations. When 75 members make allegations against the CJ, what are we to do? We can't block them. We can't say don't do it.
But Mr. Vinyagamurthy, when you say personally you have nothing against the CJ, is this really a personal issue?
Yes, but the thing is, I don't want to say anything further.
No, Rajitha, now, do you have a personal allegation? Now, when you say, I don't have personal allegation.
No, not personal. I have got a personal case. I don't want to say anything about that. As far as I am concerned, I have no allegation against him.
No, Federica,
and I have refused to sign the impeachment motion also.
Now, if you allow me to talk, I would like to explain this in Sinhala first.
Yes.
I will talk both Sinhala and English. First of all, we have to understand what the political ground is. Now, there is a political ground of this issue. It's not an individual isolated case. There is a history, political history. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කතාව පටන් ගන්නේ අවුරුදු ගාණක් පස්සට ගිහිල්ලා. පස්සෙන් පටන් ගන්න අවුරුදු ගාණක් පස්සෙන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අද බලයේ ඉන්න පොදු පෙරමුණු ආණ්ඩුවට අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා මේ බල අධිකාරී පවත්වාගෙන යන්න. මැතිවරණ කොල්ලකමින් මැතිවරණ පාගා දබමින් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට පයින් ගසමින් බලය තහවුරු කරගන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් ආණ්ඩුවට ඇති වෙනවා. ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී රටක ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ සඳහා වූ ආණ්ඩුවට අවශ්‍යයි එහෙමනම් ඒ පසුබිම හදාගන්න අධිකරණය. අධිකරණය තමන්ගේ අතංගුවට ගන්න අවශ්‍යයි. අධිකරණය තමන්ගේ අතේ තිබුණොත් තමයි ආණ්ඩුවට තමන්ගේ බලය පවත්වාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. මැතිවරණ කොල්ල කාලේ මැතිවරණ පෙත්සම් ඉසි කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. මේ පසුබිම නිසා තමයි ජනාධිපතිවරු තීන්දුව කරන්නේ මේ අධිකරණයට කොහොමද මේ ඇණේ ගහන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය භාෂාවෙන්. සාමාන්‍ය ජනතාවට තේරෙන්න කිව්වොත් මම කොහොමද අධිකරණයට ඇණයක් ගහන්නේ? අධිකරණය මගේ අතට ගන්නෙ කොහොමද? ඒ පසුබිම තුල තමයි ආණ්ඩුව තීන්දුවක් ගන්නේ මේ මාධ්‍ය හරහා දිගින් දිගටම අග විනිසුරුවරයාට එරෙහිව මේ රාජිත වෙන්නපු කාරණා පසුබිම් කරගත්ත තොරතුරු මේ අද තියෙන charge sheet එකක්නේ චෝදනා පත්‍රයක්නේ. නමුත් මේ චෝදනා පත්‍රය සැකසුණු පසුබිමක් තියෙනවා. මේ තොරතුරු මාධ්‍ය හරහා අනාවරණය කෙරුවා. ලෙනින් රත්නායක මහේස්ත්‍රාත්වරයාගේ සිද්ධීන් පටන් අරගෙන දිගින් දිගටම මේ කාරණා මාධ්‍ය හරහා ගියා. එතකොට ඒ කාරණා මේ වගේ චෝදනා පත්‍රයක් නෙවෙයි පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ තිබිච්ච. මාධ්‍ය හරහා දිගහැරුණු දීර්ඝ ක්‍රියාවලියක්. මේ සියලු දේවල් ඉදිරියේ නිහඬව හිටපු ආණ්ඩුව රාජ්‍ය මාධ්‍ය පාවිච්චි කළා ඒ සියලුම දේවල් සාධාරණීකරණය කරන අතරේ අගවිනිසුරුවරයාට එරෙහිව නිදහසට කරුණු විමසන අවස්ථාවක අභ්‍යාජනාධිකරණය ජනාධිපතිවරිය කියනවා නෑ මම ඔබව අගවිනිසුරු කරන මේ රටේ. මේක තමයි කතාව. අපි වහෙන්වරෝ කියන්නේ නැතුව කෙලින් කිව්වොත් මේක තමයි කතාව. අද අපි මේ කතා කරන අධිකරණ ක්‍රියාවලිය හෝ පාර්ලිමේන්තු ක්‍රියාවලිය නෙවෙයි මේ කතාවේ පිටිපස්සේ තියෙන්නේ. දේශපාලන කතාවක්. ආණ්ඩුවට අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා තක්කඩි ආකාරයකට තමන්ගේ බලය පවත්වාගෙන යන්න. බලය ගෙනියන්න. ඒ සඳහා අධිකරණය අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා තමන්ගේ අතට. ඒ සඳහා අධිකරණයේ තීරණාත්මක සාධකය වූ අගවිනිසුරුවරයා තමන්ට නතු කරගන්නවා. නතු කරගන්නේ කොහොමද? ඔහුට එරෙහිව චෝදනා නැගෙන මොහොතක, ජනතා විරෝධයක් නැගෙන මොහොතක, නීතිඥවරු එළියට අවිලා කියන මොහොතක මොහුව පත් කරන්න එපා මේ තනතුරට කියන මොහොතක ජනාධිපතිවරිය කියනවා නෑ මම මේක කරනවා. එහෙම කරලා ඇය ගන්නවා අගවිනිසුරුවරයාගේ බලය තමන්ගේ අතට. ඒක තමයි මේකේ කතාව. ඒ නිසා තමයි මේ කියන කාරණා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව දක්වා එන්නේ. මේක පුද්ගලික කතාවක් නෙවෙයි. මේ ද්‍රවිඩ කොංග්‍රසයේ නායකයා කියන කතාව අන්තිම අසාධාරණයි. මේ කිසිදු ආකාරයක චෝදනාවක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි පුද්ගලික සම්බන්ධයක් නැහැ. මම හිතන්නේ රාජිතවත් මමවත් දැන් අනිත් දෙදෙනා කතා නොකරන නිසා අපි දෙදෙනාගේම තවත් අයගේ පුද්ගලික අයි හොඳයියක් හෝ තරහක් ගනුදෙනුවක් නැහැ. ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මේ කාරණා කොහොමද මේ රටේ මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් වලට බලපාන්නේ? මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් කාගේ අතද තියෙන්නේ?
Yes, Mr. Vinayagamurthy.
They still remain allegations. All what I am worried is about the decision given by the Supreme Court in restraining the Speaker from appointing the Select Committee, which the Supreme Court, in my own view, I say, is not correct. The order. They should not have done that. And what happened here? These three applications are filed on the 4th afternoon, and all the after sets of papers have been sent to all the respondents. I understand the Speaker has the discussions with the with the officer of the Attorney General Department on the 4th itself. And on the 6th, Attorney General appeared on behalf of the Speaker, and it, from all what has been done, we'll have to presume that the Speaker has consented to he being restrained. Unless, behind the dark as to what has happened.
Right.
Did he give any instructions to the AG? And further, another problem we are faced with, AG can he appear for Speaker as well as the President? There is a conflict of interest.
Yes.
And not only that, Mr. Vinayagamurthy, now I have with me, they are filing the application, right? Now you can see the application and the lawyer's name, everything. Yeah. In this, these are the three applications filed. None of the applications where the proxies filed by the Speaker. So the Attorney General has appeared on behalf of the Speaker without a proxy.
At that time he appeared on behalf of the respondent, no proxies were there.
Yeah.
Subsequently, proxies are filed.
Yes.
But at that
So
time,
the problem is now my question is why such a, I mean they were such in a hurry, because you know why the third only the fourth only they have filed the case at 3 o'clock, the last minute of the Supreme Court, the filing time. The next day was the Poya day. The day after that they heard the case. I don't know, now you have more experience. I have never heard a case without giving at least 3-4 days that the Supreme Court has taken up for hearing.
There is a principle that the lack of authority for the agent can be rectified. That is not the issue. The issue is either way. If the Speaker gave a proxy and obtained a stay order against the Select Committee without consulting the Parliament, I mean, this is the most serious matter. If he did not give a proxy, then again it is a serious.
I think on the 4th, he has got the set of papers that got to be supported on the 6th.
Yes.
So he has given instructions, I had discussions with the Attorney General Department officials. And why didn't he consult the party leaders as to what course of action he had to follow?
That is very correct, you know.
I think these are
on
all
the 4th,
issues.
on the 4th he received the notice.
Yes.
On the 6th, actually the party leaders meeting was held at 11 o'clock in the morning. But he didn't inform the party leaders that there was such a situation taking place.
Now, if I had to come back to the real focus of this discussion, Mr. Vinayagamurthy,
Yes.
are you perhaps worried about supporting the impeachment motion? I am going to refer to it as an impeachment motion because that is what it's been called by the parties that have submitted it.
I will accept that.
Because do you think that it will affect perhaps fundamental rights cases that have been filed by Tamils?
No, that doesn't come in there at all. What we are worried is 75 members have already signed a petition against him and then handed it over to the Speaker. Now, it's better for even the CJ to clear his name by going before the Select Committee. You can't prevent the Select Committee being formed.
No.
That's our view.
That shows the Chief Justice is worried
So,
about the inquiry.
No, but
Not about the number of votes.
part played by the speaker. Speaker is the person who should appoint a select committee. According to section 107 of the constitutions and the 78 standing orders, the duty is cast on him.
But
So
they
now,
won't, Mr. Nagamurthy, they won't accept it because they say this is judicial power. By some method or other, he said, not it stand
No,
in the.
no.
No. You have to tactfully convince the speaker and the three judges, if at all. You see, what they say is this judicial power. Now, judicial power is the power that a court exercises in settling disputes affecting the life, liberty and property of the subject by the application of objective standard.
Right.
But this is not that, right? In addition to the fact that the fundamental right that jurisdiction cannot reach the speaker, the parliament and the judiciary, there is no jurisdiction whatsoever. The court has no jurisdiction whatsoever. And also that this is a internal matter proceeding of parliament.
how is it the judge has own privileges?
No,
Nobody can intervene.
even Mr. Kamala Sabesan,
Yes.
the present Attorney General,
Yes.
right? He appeared on the 28th of May for the CJ against the cases filed by the Rave editor Victor Ivan and Mr. Jayasekara, his mistress's former husband, and Mr. Rajpal Ekanaga, the journalist from Times. So I have the Ceylon Daily News, the 29, where they have quoted his submissions. According to the Daily News, at the outset, Mr. Kamala Sabesan submitted that the Supreme Court had no jurisdiction to entertain the case since the CJ can be removed only through a process of impeachment, which is clearly laid down in Article 107 of the Constitution, by which the President appoints the Chief Justice.
Pardon me, Mr. Senaratne, even the Attorney General or even a judge can turn around and say, having listened to different arguments, now we are differently inclined. They can always take up that position. That is not the point.
No, that
Point
judges
is-
know.
point-
What I mean is the Attorney General.
I know.
The same Attorney General only appeared on the 6th and asked for the stay
Even
order.
the Attorney General
Agreed
even
for the
say that he had not
Yes.
listened
But
to
here,
Mr.
it is
Mustafa's
generally
argument.
accepted principles
Yes.
that court can't bind the decisions of a speaker. No. As far as the privileges are involved.
Yes. Okay, we are going to have to take another short break.
Yes.
Don't go away. We will be back with you shortly.
ඉක්මන් කරන්න ඔබේ සිලාන් බැංකුවෙන් සිලාන් බැංකුව සුහද හදක් ඇති දේශීය බැංකුව.
My darling. New 5-star Verada.
Chapa, tell me, as a journalist, I mean, I think you and I can comment more freely perhaps than some of the judicial officers also in this present situation. Now, Dr. Senaratne just listed out some of the allegations in the impeachment motion. What is your view? As I said, I would like to still keep this discussion focused on the fact as how does those allegations affect the nation, the allegations against the Chief Justice? What effect, if any, does it have on the people of this
that
country?
is the most important fact, the matter. That's what I'm telling. You have to understand under what circumstances we are talking of this.
Yes.
Right? Chief Justice or Attorney General or any other person. What is the situation in the country? So that's what I'm telling. There is a political background.
Does it matter to the people?
Definitely. Definitely. To
In
the
what
fullest
way?
extent. That's what I'm telling. Now he referred Rohana. Sorry.
Confidence in the people. Confidence in the people in the judiciary.
Sovereignty-
The allegations are not in according to.
Sovereignty is in the people
Yes.
and it cannot be alienated, but people cannot be the legislature, people cannot be the judiciary, people cannot be the executive, and therefore they are their agent. So that whatever these institutions are doing, whether they are malfunctioning, the question, it does affect the elector.
No, Federica, according to Justice Kulatunga and Rajitha, now the legal situation is very clear. Rules and regulations are there.
Yes.
Now we have to understand why the president, the speaker, AGO, any other people who support this issue behave like this. What is the reason?
Yes.
Right? We have to understand that.
That is politics.
Yeah, that is politics. So we have to understand that. Right?
No, Mr.
Now there is another question. Now
Yes.
I would like to ask the Tamil Congress leader.
Yes.
Now do you agree with this news? Now one of my friends, colleagues translated this in Tamil. Right? This news says, now what you said actually. Now they are going to support CJ's issue because they think for Tamil people, for their FR cases, right? Especially under PTA.
I don't quite agree with but
Right.
this news item.
You don't
But
agree?
you were to explain, Achapa, what does it say?
What is it?
Right. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔවුන් විශ්වාස කරනවා නීති විරෝධී ලෙස අත්අඩංගුවට ගත්ත ත්‍රස්තවාදයේ වැළැක්වීමේ පනත යටතේ ඒ ද්‍රවිඩ ජාතිකයන්ට ද්‍රවිඩ පුද්ගලයන්ට සිද්ධ වෙන අසාධාරණකම් පිළිබඳ ඔවුන් දාන මූලික අයිතිවාසිකම් පෙත්සම් සම්බන්ධයෙන් අගවිනිසුරුවරයා හොඳට ක්‍රියා කරනවා.
Yes.
කෙටියෙන් කිව්වොත් ද්‍රවිඩ ජාතියට අපේ ජාතියට ඔවුන් විශ්වාස කරන ආකාරයට අගවිනිසුරුවරයාගෙන් හානියක් නැහැ. ඒ නිසා අපි මේකට උදව් කරන්නේ නැහැ.
ඒ දරුණු තුවාල 22ක් තියෙනකොට ලිංගයේ පවා රුපියල් 15000ක් දෙනවා.
That's what I'm telling. That's what
ඉතින්
I'm
මේ-
telling.
ඒකද ඔය කියන්නේ?
And the
ඒක තමයි.
case is closed.
Yeah. So that is how the Chief Justice and this Supreme Court has done the cases. But in this news, but if you say you do not agree with this, we don't want to talk further. If he says, but I
All
spoke
what I
to.
want to
No,
say is,
leave that aside.
there are allegations, then they still remain allegations. Let us not sit on judgment.
Yes.
Let it be inquired into by a select committee.
Mr. Vinayaga
No, we are not sitting in judgment here, Mr. Vinayagamurthy.
But we have to analyze
We
this.
have
We
to
have to analyze
analyze
these
this whole
charges.
issue. I mean, very serious charges have been
Yes,
made.
but even then
you
they
have
still-
repeatedly agreed
they
that it
still
affects
remain
the
allegations,
people.
madam.
Yes, but you say that of course it has a very big effect on the people.
Yes,
That
and
it does.
if it is not inquired into, and if the CJ doesn't clear his name, it will definitely affect the judiciary, independence of the judiciary.
But in this, as I said, in the present situation, exactly like where you said, the independence of the judiciary also perhaps maybe, I don't know, undermined in this present situation. Yes.
Devalues the office of
Parliament
the
has been devalued
Yes.
now by the executive presidency.
So where does
Now
that
just say-
leave all of us?
All I'm saying is
Yes.
we are making a mountain out of a molehill. Now, as I said, this is not judicial power in the definition. Then you take this definition of public officer under the Constitution, it excludes the judge, president, speaker, minister, member of the Judicial Service Commission, member of the Public Service Commission, a deputy minister, a member of parliament, the secretary general of parliament, a member of the president's staff, a member of the staff of the secretary general of parliament. Now, for each of these categories, there is a way of taking disciplinary action and or removal and or cessation. Now, you start right at the bottom. You take the public officer, average public officer. He holds office at pleasure and he is subject to disciplinary proceedings by the Public Service Commission, except in the case of members of the Army, Navy and the Air Force, in respect to whom they are court-martial and they can come up by way of writ. Now, then these are special posts. Now, you look at the Standing Order 78B. If you look at the Standing Order 78B, that Standing Order provides for the procedure for the removal of the Secretary General of Parliament appointed under Article 65, the Commission of Elections, the Auditor General, the Parliamentary Commissioner for Administration. It's the same standing committee procedure. Now, outside of this, you have now in respect of each of these categories which I mentioned, the method of removal is, now you take the Secretary General, upon his death, on his resignation, on his attaining the age of 60 years, on his removal by the President on account of ill health, physical or mental infirmity, on his removal by the President upon an address of Parliament. Right? Now, this is identical for the Auditor General, Commission of Elections and so on. Now in the case of a judge, they don't say death, because then someone might murder him. You see? Then they don't talk of resignation, because then the President might call the judge and say, you put your resignation in. Then you don't say attaining age of 60 years unless Parliament otherwise provides for it, because it is fixed at 65 if he has an option to retire before that age. Only removal by the President on account of ill health or physical or mental infirmity, it doesn't say that, because the judge is on a higher pedestal. So, when you come to the judge, it is much more difficult to remove him. It has to be on the basis of proved incapacity or this misbehavior. Now, that is the situation in Great Britain. The Queen appoints the judges of the High Court and the Court of Appeal and the Lords Ordinary. They are all removed on an address of Parliament. After giving him opportunity to make his case or defense at the bar of the House or at a select committee. In India, of course, it is slightly different. It says by standing orders, it says law, by law, provided by law. The committee has to be provided by law. But that is the subcontinent. Now, when you read the background facts I gave, you tell me who is the tribunal in this country who will sit in judgment on any Supreme Court judge. You see, so what I am saying is that when it comes to the President, it is much more difficult to remove, because you will have to 2/3 resolution to begin with. You have to have a hearing in the Supreme Court, then you have to have another 2/3. But ultimately, in all these cases, it is the Parliament that decides. And in some cases, in one situation, it is the Parliament on an address. So all I am saying is this: you take this entire catalogue of persons who are under Article 170 excluded from the definition of public officer. How do you remove them? If you remove a cabinet minister, if you remove the Speaker, there is no standing order made for his removal, although there is enabling provision in the Constitution. The Speaker, he ceases upon resignation, unless he earlier resigns, upon dissolution of Parliament, upon his cessation of membership. So, Mr. Rajitha Senaratne's party can expel Mr. Anura Bandaranayake from his membership of Parliament upon a charge of scandalous conduct. If he, for example, in a situation like this, you consult Mr. Choksi, who is admittedly a UNP, or Mr. Hilti Senaratne, admittedly a UNP, and H.L. Silva, admittedly a traditional SLP lawyer. One doesn't understand why he doesn't consult Sam Vijayasinghe or Bertrand Sitawala or the clerk to the House of Commons in...
retired Chief Justices?
No, not necessary. There are no retired Chief Justices in this country, as far as I can see, which the government will consult. Or the Speaker might consult. Except perhaps a few who are persona non grata with them, because they don't give them B-ropes. So, all I am saying is, this is not judicial power. This is a method of, removing different individuals who are otherwise public officers, and as you go up to the President's position, it becomes more and more difficult. So it is a mistake. It is only Mr. Faiz Mustafa's ingenuity, to which I have great respect, that you can go and say that this is the exercise of the judicial power of the people. It is not the judicial power of the people. But in any event, Pradrika, pardon me, this is clearly provided for under the provision for making standing orders under Article 107, Standing Order 178A, and what about 78B? 78B, can you write it out? And this applies to members of the Corruption Commission. So this is not judicial power.
Actually, not only that, Pradrika, even I have a case, the Bradlaugh versus Gossett in UK, where the Chief Justice Coleridge, his judgment, it says the House is not responsible to any external authority for following the rules or procedures. It lays down for itself, but may depart from them at its own discretion. Right. This right of the House holds good even where the procedure is laid down by statute. And for such purpose, in example, in regard to procedure, the House can practically change or supersede the law. So this is the Chief Justice of Britain, right, in this case.
Pardon me, how Mr. Mustafa got out of it this. He says in the United Kingdom, Parliament is sovereign and all-powerful. In 1972, the Parliament was sovereign and all-powerful. But under the 1978 Constitution, there is separation of power, and therefore the judicial power of the people has to be exercised by, not by a committee of Parliament, but by someone else. But that is because you assume that this is judicial power.
And also in the same case, you know that in the same case, Justice Stephen, he makes his remarks as, I think that the House of Commons is not subject to the control of Her Majesty's courts in its administration of that part of the statute law, which has relation to its own internal proceedings. So this is very clear, not only
have
here.
to take Parliamentary Powers, Privileges and Immunities Act, which has been adopted and entrenched by Article 67 of our Constitution. It says there shall be freedom of debate, speech and proceedings in Parliament. Proceedings according to judgment include a resolution in Parliament, and it shall not be questioned by any court or anybody outside the House, not even by us.
Okay.
So then section 11 says that in addition to the immunities that the Parliament members have, they will also have the same immunities as exist in the United Kingdom. Then section 9 says that these immunities, powers and privileges are the public law of the land,
right,
and the courts must take judicial notice, and it will be unnecessary to plead them. So one of the judges will have to only go home and as bedtime reading, read this. And then you will find.
No, I don't understand why should we talk of the procedures again and again. The
Yes.
procedure is very clear. The problem is the president and the government do not care the procedures.
That's
They do
right.
not care. They do not care the democracy.
Yes.
They do not understand what the democracy is. That's the
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Now think of the CJ's appointment. Now is it correct?
That's
Not only now even the
Just
state
imagine
media.
that.
If you watch the state media, if you read the state media, they are totally defending the Chief Justice. Actually, people
They
now
plant
now
cases. Some of
yeah.
media stations,
Yes.
especially plant cases.
Yeah.
They plant statements.
Yeah.
In
Now,
the
now
news.
the people now feel that the Chief Justice is the PA government man. He is not a judge. The way they are,
Yes,
you
he's
know,
not
defending
impartial.
him.
Especially
It's
the
very-
speaker
the
has not
entire
given
state media.
proxy to the AGA.
Yes.
Right? Now he referred this GA. AGA, right?
Attorney General.
Attorney General, right. He has not given proxies. According to the normal procedure, he has to give the proxy. පෙර කලාසියක් දීලා නැහැ. එහෙමනම් ඇයි මේ නීතිපතිවරයා මෙහෙම ක්‍රියා කරන්නේ? දැන් ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන්නේ එතනනේ. ඇයි නීතිපතිවරයා මෙහෙම Tamanට අයිති නැති ක්‍රමයට අදාළ නොවන දෙයක් කරන්න ඔහු දන්නේ නැද්ද මේක? මෙහෙම කළ යුතු බව දන්නේ නැද්ද? දැන් ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේද ක්‍රමේ හැමෝම දන්නවා. මේ හැම කෙනෙක්ම මේක නොදන්නවා නෙවෙයි. ඒ අවශ්‍ය දේ අවශ්‍ය ආකාරයට පෙරලා ගන්නවා. අද උදාහරණයක්
Probably
වශයෙන්
always say
නීතිඥ
it together.
Yeah.
Always say it
විජේදාස
together.
රාජපක්ෂ
Yes.
විජේදාස රාජපක්ෂගේ නීතිඥවරයා පුවත්පතට දැන් අවශ්‍ය ආකාරයට right he will explain very well Justice Kulatunga what he has written into papers දැන් අවශ්‍ය ආකාරයට නීතිය පෙරලනවා දැන් මොහන් සමරනායක මට මතකයි ඔහු දේශපාලන විග්‍රහ කරන පුද්ගලෙක් ආයිබෝන් රෙස්ටොරන්ට් ඇවිල්ලා ඔහු මේ ආණ්ඩු ක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාව විකෘත කරමින් විග්‍රහ කරන ජනතාවට මේ රටේ ජනතාව මෝඩයි ඔලොමොට්ටල කොට්ටාශය ආණ්ඩු වෙනුවෙන් විග්‍රහ කරනවා දැන් ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මේ procedures හරි anybody can understand what is
Yes.
going on, what the procedures are. ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩු
And
සූදානම්ද
also
මේ කියන
when
එක කරන්න.
when the leader of the opposition met the speaker had categorically stated that he had not given any instructions to the Attorney General.
Right.
That so therefore he is not responsible for the
Yes.
stay order supported by the AG because he has not instructed the Attorney General on that.
But the advice we can give to the speaker is to ignore this court
Yes.
decision.
To ignore the stay order.
To ignore the stay order.
Yes,
Because it can't be binding.
that's right.
Mr. Senrathan,
And
And
Anyway,
appoint a parliamentary
the
select
restraining
committee
order,
where the
giving it
CJ
the
can
highest credit.
What?
Well,
Put
as
forward
speaker,
the
he has
against
to
the
appoint the
appointment of
committee,
the
ignoring
select
the
committee.
decision of the court, ignoring the interim order.
Select committee. This restraining, giving the highest
Yes.
credit to this so-called legal exercise, which I have now dismantled.
Because
The- the
this
state-
standing order
it is-
78
it
is
is-
a privilege. And
Pardon me,
speak,
Mr. Vinayakamurthy, giving the highest credit to this so-called legal exercise of jurisdiction, I am saying the only restraining order given is against the appointment of the select committee. It has been given to the speaker.
Yeah.
Therefore, I don't know what is meant by saying entertaining, whether it means by entertaining like by Mr. Beans. You see?
But
It is in his hand, he has entertained it.
Sir,
Right?
another thing, most important thing is,
secondly,
as you earlier said, when at that time these petitions were supported before the Supreme Court, This so-called impeachment motion was nowhere there.
No, forget about all that.
It was nowhere there. It was handed over only at 1:40 p.m.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court
1:10
made an
PM.
order in about 10:40. How can the Supreme Court make an order in vacuum?
Mr. Vinayaka, please forget about it. Why don't you ask the Speaker? You are a member of Parliament, honourable member of Parliament. Why don't you ask him, now this is in your hand, have you entertained it or not? Then why don't you, it is mandatory under the Constitution and the Standing Order 78A to place it on the order paper.
That's right.
Well, one of these
And
days...
there is no stay order also against the order paper.
Exactly. So why
You
hasn't
get
that been
Aswar or
done,
someone
Dr.
to the
Sehgal?
chair. The standing order says anything that the speaker
Yes.
can do can be done by anyone else who is in the chair.
Yeah.
You get Aswar or somebody, say, include this in the order paper.
No, but
Mr.
Dr.
Vinayaka
Senaratne?
you are very fair. Whatever other problems you may be having as a unit in the parliament,
Yeah.
why don't you trace these questions in parliament? It is in
Exactly.
parliament.
Yeah, they had to raise it.
Yes,
You know
they
that.
are outside parliament.
And the time comes.
No, but why
We have
haven't
been
you
raising it,
questioned the
we do it.
Speaker
Yeah.
up to now as to why it has not been placed in
No, the
on
Parliament
the
is
order
not in
paper?
session. That's the problem.
No,
but
18,
after-
we are meeting 18,
Right.
18,
That's
19
right.
this week.
But after the motion was presented, I believe Parliament did meet.
Yeah.
But
It-
this
no,
is-
and if
No,
Mr.
yeah,
Vinayaka-
it met, but I am not aware whether that had gone to the order paper or not.
If the speaker engages in a coup d'etat
Yeah.
in this context, with all due respect,
Yeah.
I am speaking of the legal aspect. As far as I can understand, I may not be very erudite. Then it is open. It is absolute misconduct on the part of a UNP member of Parliament. Before he became speaker, he was a member of Parliament, and the Constitution
And he
provides
polled over
that
90,000
when he
votes from
ceases
the
to be a
UNPS.
member of Parliament, he will cease to be speaker.
And he was
Why
a-
don't
a- a-
those are the pressures? Those are the pressures you can bring on your speaker. I am speaking on behalf of our
That's why, sir,
president.
that's what I am telling.
our Parliament.
That's why I am telling,
Yeah.
because he has got into some difficulties by giving some instruction to the Attorney General, and it seems that he has consented to keep being restrained.
Yes.
So now what he can do to get out of the problem is to ignore it.
No,
Is to?
Ignore that
Right,
order.
the stay order.
Ignore the stay order and then appoint a committee.
it doesn't touch Parliament.
ෆෙඩ්රිකද මේ තත්ත්වය දැන් මගේ
Yes.
ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මේකද ඔබ කිව්වා වගේ මේ තත්ත්වය මේ රටේ ජනතාවට මේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට මේ රටේ අධිකරණ ක්‍රියාවලියට බලපාන්නේ කොහොමද කියන කාරණේ නෙවෙයිද අපි සැලකිල්ලට ගන්න
Of
අවශ්‍ය.
course, yes.
පැහැදිලි නීතිමය තත්ත්වයන් තිබෙනවා නීතිමය තත්ත්වයන් දැන් කඩා දමා තිබෙනවා. ප්‍රශ්නේ එතනයි තියෙන්නේ.
Rule of order here, rule and law here, that's a problem we have faced.
ඇයි අපි ඒ ගැන කතා නොකරන්නේ? මම හිතන්නේ දැන් මේ සිද්ධියත් එක්ක බද්ධ වෙච්ච ඉතිහාසයක් තියෙනවානේ. ඇයි මෙහෙම කරන්නේ?
I agree with Mr. Japa that our so-called ethnic problem, this revolt by Prabhakaran and his people, however brutal it may be, all contributed to by this politicization of the entire system for 53 years.
Correct.
Lack of fair representation for all parties and groups in this country. That is what has happened. So in that sense, this undermining of the judicial independence, which started in 1947 or so, when D.S. Senanayake made Sir Alan Rose the Attorney General and placed him next to the Chief Justice. Because a white-skinned man has to be given a place above the Judge of the Supreme Court.
What about Nahalingam?
He was the legal secretary.
What about Nahalingam?
No, that is the
Subsequently-
time. This
Yes.
jumping and all this politicization, slow politicization commenced at that time.
Yeah.
And it has been progressing, and now we have reached the pinnacle.
No, if you talk
Yes.
of only about this issue,
Yes.
this issue, what will happen is,
Yes, sir.
after a couple of weeks, everybody will forget this. Something will
That's
happen,
right.
Sometimes CJ will resign. Oh, this inquiry will be started. The investigation will be conducted in Parliament. Something will happen.
Yes.
Or the speaker will be
Or
expelled
else
Right.
from his membership of
Something will
Parliament.
happen.
Yes.
Oral Frederick
මම
Adams-
හිතන්නේ ඊට
Yes.
වැදගත් ඊට වඩා වැදගත් මේ තත්ත්වය කොහොමද නිර්මාණය වුනේ රටක?
Oral, oral, I
රටක
feel-
මෙහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද?
Yes.
ඒ කියන්නේ නීතිපතිවරයා Tamanට අයිති නැති කාර්යයක් සඳහා දුවලා ගිහිල්ලා පෙරකලාසියක් නැතුව නඩුවක් වෙනින් පෙනී හිටින්න තමන් මේකට විරුද්ධ නැහැ කියලා කියන්නේ. මොකකටද මේ විරුද්ධ නැහැ කියන්නේ?
Oh, what I
රටේ
feel
නීතිය
is
ඒ කියන්නේ
like it
අධිකරණය නිර්මාණය කරන නීති නිර්මාණය කරන ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ කටයුත්තක් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ කරන එකට විරෝධය දක්වනකොට එයට විරුද්ධව තහංචියක් පනවනකොට ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණය නීතිපතිවරයාගේ නියෝජිතයා ගිහිල්ලා කියනවා මම විරුද්ධ නැහැ ඒකට. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔහු ජනතාවගේ පරමාධිපත්‍යයට එකඟ නැහැ.
Yes.
දැන් මේ දත්ත නිකන් නිර්මාණය වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. කවුද මේක නිර්මාණය කරන්නේ? රටේ විධායකය මම කලින් කිව්වා වගේ රටේ විධායකය පෙන්වන ජනතාවට අපිට අවශ්‍ය බලාධිකාරිය. අපි මේ බලය තියාගන්න හොඳින් හෝ නරකින්. ඕනෑම ක්‍රමයක් තුළ කොන්දේසි විරහිතව මේ බලය අපි තියාගන්නවා. මේක ඉබේ උනේ නැහැ. මේකට ඉතිහාසයක් තියෙනවා. මේ රටේ නිර්මාණය වෙච්ච ඉතිහාසය තමයි මේ වර්තමානයේ අද අපිට ගෙනල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ අපිට ඇනලයිස් කරන්න මේ ස්ටේජ් එකේ.
I quite understand Mr. Chapa, his sentiments and his emotions. But all I am saying is I am tactfully trying to convince the three judges. Having listened to me, they might say, I say, what did this man Kulathurga say?
That is right. In the point of view,
we have to be tactful. We have to be tactful, Chapa. And no doubt, there may be a calamity, but that is a different matter. It is no good, lamenting about the calamity after the event. But before that, we must use tact and all means within the law available to us, including within Parliament and to the United National Party or any other party, to ensure the progress of this issue within the law.
But Mr. Kulathurga, if some of your concerns had been listened to, would we have actually even come to this today?
Yeah.
If some of the concerns or suggestions exactly
there is
that
no
you are
point taking
listing.
suggestions with the government or anyone. You know why? Because SP Dissanayaka, he said that, and Prime Minister said, our whole problem is because of this democracy. Therefore, we must dismantle this democracy, close the courts, and we must start a dictatorship like in Singapore, Malaysia and Maldives.
Yeah.
These people don't understand it is not the dictatorship, it is the devotion, dedication and the industry in those countries.
That's right.
That is the cause of all that progress.
Yeah.
Now this is their solution. Now they are talking about national government. I can't understand this. So useless taking cudgels with them because they are determined to stay in power. Can you ask me to deal with heroin addicts?
මේ තත්ත්වය ඇති වුණේ රෙඩ්රිකා මේක විහිළුවක්නේ රටේ මේ තත්ත්වය ඇති වුණේ කොහොමද? මම නැවත කියන්නේ ජනාධිපතිවරිය සියලුම පාර්ලිමේන්තු අධිකරණ රටේ පිළිගත් සම්ප්‍රදායන් වලට පයින් ගහලා ඉතා තීරණාත්මක අවස්ථාවක අගවිනිසුවරයව ඒ තත්ත්වයටපත් කෙරුවා. මම පැහැදිලිවම කිව්වා. ඒ කියන්නේ මට විරුද්ධව චෝදනා දෙකක් තියෙන මොහොතක උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් මගේ නායිකාව රටේ නායිකාව මට කියනවා නෑ ඔබ මෙතනට එන්න. ඔබ තමයි දැන් මේ තීන්දුව ගන්නෙ මේ රටේ. දැන් මෙතනයි මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ රටේ නායිකාව හෝ ඊළඟට එන නායකයා සූදානම්ද මේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී පිළිගන්න? පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ තියෙන මේ සම්ප්‍රදායන් මේ කියන තත්ත්වයන් නීතිමය තත්ත්වයන් පිළිගන්න සූදානම්ද?
ඉතින් චාපාවක නවත්තන්න බෑනේ. දැන් සරත් සිල්වා මහත්මයා නීතිපති ධුරය දැරුවා. එතකොට අර ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට් ටේබල් එකේ හැටියට ඊළඟට එන්නේ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ අධිකරණ අගවිනිසුර කර හැටියට. ඔක වෙච්චාම අපි අඬලා වැඩක් නැහැනේ.
නෑ ඇඩිබඩි මම හිතන්නේ අපිට ජන මතයක් ගොඩනැගීම අවශ්‍යයි. මේ රටේ ජනතාව හරක් හෝ ගොන්නු නෙවෙයිනේ. ඒක වෙන්නේ. ජනතාව තමන් පත් කරන නායකයෝ ක්‍රියා කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන ආකාරය පිළිබඳ අවබෝධයෙන් සිටිය යුතුයි. ඔවුන් බලකල යුතුයි. ඔබට අවශ්‍ය දේ කරන්න බෑ. ආණ්ඩුවට ගිහිල්ලා.
Shall I interrupt here? Had there been a free and fair elections during the last general election, this government couldn't have been formed. Had there been free and fair in Jaffna and Central Province here, PA couldn't have been formed.
That is the problem.
Okay.
That is the problem.
Right, on that very pessimistic note, I have to end tonight's show. I have to say a special thank you to all my 4 panelists who made a very special effort to be here with us tonight. If you have comments about this program, you can write into Telisha Networks at Dampe Piliyandala. Until next Saturday night, good night.
ජලය කියන්නේ ජීවය. ජලය සහ ජීවය වෙන්කොට දක්වන්න බෑ. අපේ ශරීරයෙන් වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් තිබෙන ජලය. අපි උපදින්නේ ජල උරයක. ලෝකේ පවතින්නේ ජලය නිසා. ජලය තමයි ජීවයේ සලකුණ. ඒත් පහුගිය කාල පරිච්ඡේදයේ පුරාම අපේ රටේ සියලු භූගත සහ මතුපිට ජල සම්පත් රජයට පවරාගෙන පුද්ගලික අංශයට විකිණීමේ වෑයමක් තිබුණා. මේ වෑයම පටන් ගත්තේ 1985 දී. එතෙන් පටන් මේ ජල විකිණීමේ ව්‍යාපාරය දිනෙන් දිනෙන් වර්ධනය වෙලා අද රාජ්‍ය මට්ටමටම පැමිණ තිබෙනවා. ආණ්ඩු මාරු වුණත් මේ ක්‍රියාවලින් එසේම සිදු වෙනවා. ඔබට මේ පේන ලංකා ජලනී කියන ආයතනය රාජ්‍යනුන ආයතනයක් හැටියට මේ රටේ ජල විකිණීමේ ලෝක ව්‍යාපෘතිය සඳහා සහතිකයක් ලබාගෙන තිබෙනවා. අප දිගින් දිගටම අරගල කර පරිදි මේ ජල විකිණීමේ දැවැන්ත ජාවාරම ජාතික විරෝධී කටයුත්ත තවමත් මේ අලුත් ආණ්ඩුව යටතේ එසේම ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන බව තමයි අපට මේ පේන්නේ. රජය කියන්නේ වෙනම ආයතනයක්. රජය කියන්නේ වරින් වර ආණ්ඩු වෙනස් වුණත් වෙනස් නොවන සදාකාලිකව පවතින ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ආයතනයක්, යාන්ත්‍රණයක්. නමුත් මේ ජලය විකිණීමේ ව්‍යාපෘති ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ රජයට පරිබාහිරව රාජ්‍ය නොවන ආයතන හරහා. මේ රාජ්‍ය නොවන ආයතන නඩත්තු වන්නේ ඒවා යැපෙන්නේ අන්තර්ජාතික මට්ටමින් ඔවුන්ට ලැබෙන ජලය විකිණීම සඳහා ව්‍යාපෘති ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන උදවියගේ සල්ලි වලින්. එසේනම් මේ ව්‍යාපෘති වහම නවතා මේ රටේ ජලය නොහොත් ජීවය ආරක්ෂා කිරීම ස්ථාවර කිරීම මේ රටේ ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් පෙනී සිටින අලුත් ආණ්ඩුවේ වගකීම. ඒ වගකීම හරියට ඉෂ්ට කරනවාද නැද්ද කියන කාරණය අප මාධ්‍යකරුවන් හැටියට සර්ච් රයිට් කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක නිරන්තරයෙන් අවදීන් බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා.